yeah, my heart was pounding the whole time, just making sure that everyone was safe or that I didn't, crash the car into the camera crew or miss a turn or get Jamie hurt.
Yeah.
So it really adds to the electricity. Hi, Jen.
Okay. Hi, Barry. How are you?
Hi, very good, thank you.
Good. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for your time.
yeah,
Yeah, very excited
my
about
pleasure.
this. Very excited about this movie. Bring him to me.
Yeah.
So, what attracted you to the script when you first read and your character driver?
I was attracted to Luke Sparke based on his occupation Rainfall franchise. That's how he came across my radar, and we just reached out and said, if there's anything you're up to, we'd love to chat with you. And because he had done an article, listing his favorite films, and Saving Private Ryan was in there, and so I knew that he had some interest in working with me as well. And then I went off to do Bass Reeves with David, but then that production got delayed. So I called Luke and said, hey, is there something that we could do together? And he sent me Bring Him to Me. And it was so different than anything he had done. And I just loved Tom Evans' script and how he was inspired by the notion in Casino, Joe Pesci's character being taken to this cornfield. And Tom was struck by the idea of like, what would that drive be like between those two characters? And that's really what, spawned this script. And I just, yeah, I love the character contrast between driver and passenger, and that they're stuck in this classic Chevelle for most of the film, and how that car is like a third character, has kind of an identity of its own that bonds them.
Yeah, I love that. And how is like this relationship that you create with Jamie Costa? How was
Mm,
like this dynamic? Because you guys are so, you know what I mean? At the same time, you in the beginning of the movie, you don't know each other, kind of,
right.
and then you kind of create this relationship, and your
Yeah.
character has that in mind, like start getting, I don't know, like it's kind of weird, like
Yeah.
getting to like him. And how was like this relationship that you guys create there?
I think when Luke and I first started talking, I was, expressing to him like how much I love the car, like I say, as this having its own identity, and that it would be like a catalyst that bonds the two of them, that they would never otherwise normally speak about these themes of fatherhood and morality and family bonds. That those things would just never come up because they're so different. They're on opposite sides of their car. Driver is older, holds his cards very close to his chest, very silent. Passenger is, talkative and energetic and kind of annoying to
Yeah.
driver, getting under his skin. And driver's very protective about this car, which is very precious to him. Maybe the only thing he has left in this world. And that was what we sort of built the relationship around, and that's how we kind of uh, allowed it to build from there. Is that this vehicle would be what would ultimately bring them together,
Yeah.
and start to allow some of those themes to rise up.
Yeah, it's really cool, like what you guys did over there. Like, and I really loved it. Also, I wanna ask you about the driving. Like, it was very intense. How
Yeah.
was that? How was that filming those scenes like? And it was too much challenge. How was that for you? Was the fight scenes or like the stunt scenes, like fighting, was more challenge for you?
Well, I had done a NASCAR film years ago. I played Dale Earnhardt in a film called Three, and so I'd gone to race school at Lowe's Motor Speedway in North Carolina, and drove the 700 horsepower NASCARs at 200 miles an hour around the track, and it was really an exciting experience. And so when Luke asked me, we got, we don't have money for a stunt driver. Can you drive? I said, yeah, I think I can drive. And I think the most intense part about that was that I had this young passenger in Jamie that I was nervous about. I mean, we had no seat belts, no airbags. This is an old classic car, and so the streets are all wet from the rain, and they have a cameraman in the back seat, or various crew members you're concerned about. And so yeah, my heart was pounding the whole time, just making sure that everyone was safe, or that I didn't crash the car into the camera crew, or miss a turn, or get Jamie hurt.
Yeah.
So it really adds to the electricity of the scenes too. Like naturally your heart is racing, you're full of adrenaline, and I think it sometimes adds to the energy in the car.
Yeah, that's part of your character, like being there, like,
yeah.
yeah,
But it was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that too.
Yeah, but that's cool that you're the one driving, and I didn't know that you were the one driving, you were the one. That's super cool now.
Well,
I love that.
we had $3 million in 16 days, so you got to get to it, and every dollar counts, right?
Exactly, chop. I know.
Yeah.
I know. And then and also you must have learned something about you portraying this character. Did you learn anything new from you that you didn't know from before playing him?
I think I learned a better approach to my acting style. I've always sort of taken a method approach, if you will. I mean, I'll stay in character throughout the production, not after we wrap. If I need to go and work on the script with the director, I can break character and do that. But I used to always carry the emotions and intensity of a character home with me, and have a sleepwalk and sleep talk. What that, like night terrors. Get up out of bed and have a nightmare, and my wife would have to bring me back to bed and tell me it's okay. And I used to do that a lot more when I was younger. Now I'm able to let it go a little bit better. I'm able to sort of shed the skin of the character a little better. So I think that that's what I appreciated about this experience, was I didn't have to bring Driver with me.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. You also on the Lawman Best Reef, and it's an amazing series. What was about that character that got your attention? Because it's a little bit different from Driver. So
yeah, David Oyelowo is a friend of mine. He had called me a year before the production began and asked me if I would consider playing this. They only had an idea of the character at that point. Just, this is the nemesis of the piece, and would you consider playing him? And I was terrified by the role. I really, like I say, they hadn't written it fully yet, but they gave me like enough of a breakdown where I knew, like, ooh, this is gonna be tough. And it was a very, very difficult shoot because of that. It just was so intense, stepping into the boots of that character. But yeah, so I asked him, can you just give me a few days to think about it? And then I called him back. But because he's a friend, he's a dear friend and a Christian brother, I was like, I want to support him in his passion project. So a part of me was always going to do it for him. Yeah. But a part of me was also terrified. And I told him that, I have nothing to hide. I said, I find this role terrifying, and I don't want to let you down, but he shared with me, he said, Barry, we're the same. We run towards the fear, of these types of characters and roles. And he's played many roles like that himself, where they're, less than honorable or imperfect characters. And so it was kind of nice to have our friendship first, so that we could support each other through the production. And because you're dealing with a lot of really powerful themes that are very difficult for him, but also were difficult for me, So I I walked away from that production really proud and happy that I did it and happy that I was there for him as a friend. But I've never watched it. It's too hard for me to watch that stuff.
I know, but you guys did a really good job there working together, and I think the series is really cool too, really amazing, and you both like did a really good job. And you also have you also have another project with him, Solitary, that is gonna come up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we first met, because we shot that before Bass Reeves. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Yeah,
that's good. That's amazing. Yeah. Wow, amazing, Barry. And I just want to thank you so much for your time. Pleasure to meet you, and keep bringing amazing characters, and I'll always like here rooting for you for your career. Thank you so much.
I'll do my best. Thank you so much. A pleasure. Okay, bye.
If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.